is up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to the channel, and as always, it is your host, Lightliger here, and today we're going to be delving into yet another DeFi application, and this one is existing on Ethereum, and it's called Idle Finance, and they have been around for some time now. I have visited their website a couple of times in the past, but recently, on November 26th, so not too long ago, they released their own governance token called Idle, which we're going to be focusing a bit more later on in this video. But before that, I'm going to explain what is this DeFi application about and how does it work and who are the players behind it. So as you can probably guess from the website, this is one of yet another of those DeFi websites which allow you to deposit your tokens and then get returns on them. It is not a farming website, it is a yield website. The difference is that one that kind of requires you to do AMM with Uniswap usually, and this one just allows you to deposit your bitcoins and stable coins, which I find a lot more risk-free and a lot more secure type of investment for millions of reasons, because there is impermanent loss on yield farming, and farm tokens are kind of designed to lose price over time, and there's just so many inherent mechanisms behind that, which just makes me stay away from them for the most part. But let's kind of get into yield. So one of the things you have to understand from the get-go is that there's already a lot of money involved. So there is QuantStomp verified audit. And QuantStomp, while I'm not super familiar with them, this is a name that I've heard many times in the past on the blockchain, community, and there's definitely established history behind this company. And 61 million is, of course, a lot of money on a smart contract, and it's fully audited and battle tested, so that is a very good thing. When interacting with any type of a smart contract of this size, you want them to be audited, so that is a very good sign about this project so far. It is using a lot of, few codes of line to integrate. So Idle can be basically integrated into a lot of your existing dApps. So in case people want to, develop around it, there's probably some types and ways to basically utilize that. I'm not sure exactly what, because I'm not a developer myself, so I don't really come up with any ideas outside from cloning their concept. And there's a lot of very big backers behind the project. Consensus, obviously, is a huge company. And then there's some of these other companies, which I'm not so familiar with, but they do seem pretty legit, though. And it is built around on a lot of the existing DeFi protocols, such as Compound, Aave, DYDX, and MakerDAO Oasis. And then there's a couple of questions. But let's now actually get into the dashboard itself. And this is the main interface, and I have to say I'm really digging it. It is missing a night mode, something that they probably should install in the later on. And basically I have a deposit sum, my DAI here, very small sum, and I'm going to be talking about that in a second. They have a very nice tool, which it cost me a lot of money, but I'm going to be talking about it in a second. So basically, by depositing currencies in this platform, you will be getting not just the APY on your tokens or the stable coins and wrap BTC. This is still like, to me, get delved into wrap BTC right now. This is not like competitive percentage for me at this moment. Like, so many are offering so much higher percentages, and because of that, I'm just not really 0.165 on a DeFi setting or even a CeFi setting. Like, it's not something that I'm interested in. Now, but the stablecoin percentages are, I guess they are okay-ish for DeFi. I've seen a lot higher for them, but then you have to really think about that you are getting governance tokens top of them. So basically you are getting multiple governance tokens for some of these pools, such as DAI, so you'll be getting the Idle token, and also Compound, so you're getting two pretty valuable governance tokens, which have a pretty limited supply. And that is a pretty good investment in that sense. So you're kind of not really going for the stable coin interest, but rather for the Compound and the Idle investment behind it. And that's kind of how I see this investment. And obviously the USDT bonus is a nice thing on top of it, but I really think as this like an investment from the perspective of getting those governance tokens. Now, also in the yield farming, it will show you how much you will be getting a day. These are very low sums, obviously literally $4 in. I'm just testing this so far. And it shows you the estimated earnings per month and 3 months and everything. And that is a pretty nice thing. So I kind of have like an idea how much I'm getting. I really like the importance of getting these statistics on a daily basis, how much I'm making daily, earning interest, and etc., how it changes per day. All of this stuff is really interesting for me, and I really need that data so I can make better adjustments. And obviously, right now, especially on these trying times, you want to really squeeze out every penny you can get. And then there's the risk adjustment strategy, which allows you to basically also deposit. And this is like the best way to earn at lowest risk level. That is their own quote. And it kind of like the risk. Here it says the risk management algorithm takes account of the total assets within the pool, incorporates underlying protocol rate functions, and levels supply and demand, skimming protocols with a bad score rate mix, and finally determining the allocation that achieves highest risk return score possible after rebalance happens. So a bit of AI, I guess, on the background. Now, one of the cool things also that they have is not just only the statistics here showing the APY per day, the risk scores and everything. You can also apparently refresh the idle speed if you want to, and you can also like apparently you can toggle them off. But this is interesting, kind of showing you the pools, how much is in compound, how much is in Aave. This one is 100% Aave, etc. So it's kind of like making the best decisions out there and showing you the risk score. And this is the assets under the management going on. And then there's this tool system which allows you to basically migrate your tokens from which I did. So I had some ADAI, like 4 of them, and I converted into the idle thing. But the key caveat here is it cost me $34 on gas fees to basically do that transaction. So I really want you to understand when you're going to be doing these sort of like from smart contract to smart contract during, especially when the gas fees are really high, it's going to be costing a lot. And $34 is going to be like, I'm never going to recover this. Like, it's going to be taking me 50, 100 years probably to get that interest back through that DAI that I just lost on the gas fee. But it was for testing for me. I wanted to see how it would work. Obviously, it differentiates between what is the route that it's going from, where it's converted from. I think they have also like a one-click where it's converting all of them stuff, at least through the batch migration. It will like convert it into token versus 4, which is a nice thing. But these are, I think, inherent problems of Ethereum for the little people where, you know, when you're going to be dabbling with, you know, I don't know, $50, $100, you're going to be losing so much money on those gas fees alone that this is going to be so much more than your APY on a year. So it's going to be probably taking you 2 years or something to cover those costs. But then again, you will be getting those idle tokens. And there's also a token swap apparently here, build it up. For multiple different tokens, kind of actually pretty good. So if I want to get that synthetic USD, I can just choose a token that I currently have on my wallet. I don't know if I have AMPL, Ampleforth. And then it would basically allow me to go through Kyber and get that, you know, transaction basically done. So that's a really nice other feature. And then there's the governance tab where the actual idle token comes into effect. I'm of the thought that there is a lot of potential value to be risen from the idle token as of right now. Right now it's $7.45. Crazy gains on December 2nd. It was 15 cents. And its market cap is only 3 million. And the way you think about it like this is that it only has 13 million supply, and that is a very, very low supply. It's like half of Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is, as you know, like 18K right now. Let's say, let's take Compound, for instance. Compound also has a pretty scarce supply. It has 10 million and it's 174, 10 times the price or actually more, sorry, it's like 17 times more the price of idle. So you look at it, okay, it's already updated 898. Okay, I'm already pissed off for not investing, but this is one of those tokens that could definitely, okay, it's just fluctuating a lot apparently now. But what I'm saying is that, you know, due to the tokenomics and how it's like a setup right now, I think there is good incentives to farm it. Obviously, you can buy it straight up from the market as well, but given how the players behind the project right now, I think it's a pretty low cap project when we look at this price here, 2.5 million, ranked 938, and there's a lot more room to grow for it, I think, in the future based on the thing. And obviously the big problem with governance tokens in general is that, well, do you want to govern the, you know, the backyard, your dog's house or something like that? What I'm trying to say is there actually value in governing certain things? Like, is there actual value? Like, does it really matter to have governance power on this application instead of that one other? So they're kind of like sometimes widely overvalued, but I mean, that's my take on it. But then again, in future, they can have a lot more power and become more established versus centralized exchanges, and then their value just is a lot more significantly higher. And there's proposals, there's a leaderboard. Apparently somebody has this amount of votes. That is quite a lot. There's also delegates, which you can use and choose, so if you want to choose a person. And then they also have a forum. I don't know if this is working through yeah, it's not working through Ethereum, but it's actually working through I like this forum base. I don't remember what it's called, but very good. And they probably have a lot of these sort of, you know, smart treasury would be very interesting to see, obviously. And governance is obviously for a certain amount of people. Some people just want the investment and etc. But my long story short here is that the APY on and the interest that you can get in terms of the idle finance tokens seems pretty lucrative to me, and from that reason only, I think it is good to invest on from a farming perspective, versus even though you're going to be losing, let's say, 5-7 APY on some of these stable coins they're going to be depositing here, I think still it is a pretty good return that you can basically get. All of these have different per day sums, obviously for Bitcoin very low, for 2USD, so basically I think it seems that you want to put USDC here because it's the best APY as of right now. But that is pretty much my rundown of this actual platform. If you're interested, I'm going to leave the links down below and a couple of exchanges where you can buy also the idle token in case you're interested in that investment. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.